the funny part about this, right, is that, a year ago, maybe less than a year ago, you joined this group, and you're just another person that's trying to get, some coaching.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you become the top guy pretty quick. Like it seemed like everybody's reaching out to you and asking you for stuff. And like, how did you get there? How did you become, the student, I guess, and then become a coach, and how did these people find you?
Yeah, I jumped into it in October of 21. I knew I had a good business, but I wanted to do it better, make more money, and not hate my business, not have it run me. And that's done that, and they're a really good outfit. And I just, like I said, I just started pouring in. It was a Facebook community, there was 300-400 people in there. You friend somebody, next thing you know, you get guys that are checking in on you. Hey, how you doing? And there might be a guy in Massachusetts that you're nearby, you grab lunch or something. How do you do what you do? So that everybody's leveling each other up. And I just poured in. Yeah. I don't know why it wasn't like, hey, because I want to coach nationally someday. It just happened. I just gave of my time. Yeah. And I think that's important to note, is that, and I was talking to somebody about this the other day, I really said things started to change for me when I just started unconditionally giving of myself. Yeah. Like a guy needed an hour of my time, I gave it to him. And I might have been supposed to do a quote right then. Yeah. But I'll get to that tonight. Because this guy, he needs somebody, and he thinks enough of me. Yep. To pick up the phone, and I had to take a second and realize that it probably took a lot of courage for, say, a younger guy to pick up the phone and wherever he is, Midwest, call this guy in Maine that's been active on the Facebook group and go, hey, dude, I got this thing. Can you help me with it? I'm looking at a job. It looks a lot like the one you were doing, and I know you've done a lot more of this than I have. Can you help me? Yeah. And when you ask somebody like, hey, I need your help, that's a lot different than, hey, can you do this for me?
Exactly.
Right? So that's kind of how that started. And then in that process, they do a lot of sales training. I was huge in that. They do a lot of sales role play training. So I was availing myself to people and working with them on the phone, and I was getting better. Yeah. Which was cool. 100%. I mean, that's why I was there. Yeah. And I made that clear to those guys. Listen, I'm here. I'm a client. Yeah. It's like the hair thing. Yeah. You're not only use the products. I don't only own the company. I'm a client, But it felt good too. I mean, let's face it. When somebody comes to you they look to you for advice, or that feels good, you know. And I realized that just helping people was kind of where I wanted to be landing.
Yeah, and I, a thing I think I've seen from you, and I didn't know you over 2 years ago, but you really put yourself out there. You've I remember you putting out a video where, a project didn't go how you wanted it to go, but you said exactly what happened rather than going, this project went great. Our team's so good and all this stuff. And you explained the bad parts, and, you had this different attitude to you that, you were going to be honest, and you're going to be truthful and
transparent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that was, the biggest thing. And I guess, where did that come from? Like, where did putting yourself out there come from? Where did you get that confidence, I guess? But at the same time, why did you decide to go, the transparent route rather than, saying everything's good here?
I mean, you can be whoever you want to be on social media, right? Let's face it. And you look at mothers that are posting stuff. Nobody ever puts their kid having a shit show on Facebook, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, I'm the worst parent in the world. It's like, love my kiddos, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So anybody that's in business is like, things are great. We're awesome. We're over here doing this today. Well, I just flipped on Facebook Live and said, today we sucked. Yeah. We sucked. And I got my ass chewed by the customer. And this place is a mess, and we got to be better. Yeah. So, and I don't mean much of the stuff. I don't really know why I did that. It just felt like the right thing to do. Maybe I've got good intuition, but being transparent and being vulnerable with people resonates. Yeah. Okay. And I've had a lot of people that have text me back, geez, that was great. We know that you're an honest guy, and we did suck. Yeah. And there's some things that we still suck at. Yeah. We're getting better. And it's important to recognize that. And I think that lands with people. Yeah. They're like, hey, I know that guy's going to shoot me straight. You and I did a lot of videos for Turner Builders, and we spent a lot of time, spent a lot of money. Yep. But now I can walk into somebody's home, and they're like, hey, I feel like I already know you.
Exactly.
Like, what do you mean? And they're like, oh, we watched all your videos. Yep. And I don't know too many contractors that have a YouTube channel. I'm like, well, that's just where they live. But you're able to click down now, and we maybe got 40 videos on there, but there's a bunch of things somebody can click down through and say, and they get a flavor for who I am,
Exactly.
for how I handle stuff, and the fact that we've done some things,
Yep.
you know, and been around a while.